Okay, I'm accepting you again. It looks like we have again the same glitch, Carla. I
Oh
tried to
no,
accept you twice.
let me see.
If you could try one more time.
I'm gonna.
Okay, I see you. Okay, you're gone. I don't know why.
Yeah, I
Okay.
actually.
Okay,
That's so
it looks
different.
like
Yeah.
it says you're unable to join again, just like a minute ago. I just invite you for end
I'm
time.
going to co-host.
Do you see my invitation?
I see it, but
I
okay.
invite you again.
One more time. Sorry, guys. We're
Yes, I
trying
am inviting
to.
you. I am. I'm actually clicking and clicking because it keeps accepting again. I am accepting you again. It's not letting you kick in.
No, it's not letting me. Like it's blocked for some reason. Okay, so let me just redo it again.
Sounds good.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
No, it says you're unable to join. What happens
Okay.
when I invite you? Can you don't see there anything just to accept my
It's
invitation?
going. Yes, there we go. Yeah, it's
Yeah, there
going.
you go.
It's I'm here, guys. Thanks so much, Elisa. Thank you.
You made
I
it.
made it. I made it. How are you doing?
Very, very good, Carla. The very first day that is really winter weather.
I
For
know. Yeah, it is not snowing yet for those ones who are not in Toronto. It's not snowing yet, but definitely you can feel the cold.
Yes, in the morning -8. Anyway, so thank you everybody for joining. We are broadcasting this on all our social media platforms, and this program will be recorded. So please join our YouTube channel and click on subscribe so you can receive notifications for the future programs, which take normally every Tuesday. It just we had to change something this week, so just stay tuned. And these programs will be recorded, so share them with your family and friends who might be interested in what we're going to be talking about. This is the market update, the real estate market update for November 2023 versus November 2022. So first of all, I just would like to start mentioning something for those who have not been following the real estate market and you are just joining us now, and probably the very first time you're planning to purchase a home, and you first would like to know where the market stands. As you know, as you know, the high borrowing cost and these uncertain economic conditions continue to weigh everything in the GTA home sales in November for 2023. And we're going to see shortly some infographics that can show you this information. So sales were slightly down on a year-to-year basis, but selling prices remain basically flat the year long. So you see, Carla, people who are waiting for the market to collapse, even in these worst conditions that we have gone through, it's not happening. So, and guys,
At the
really,
highest rates that we have seen in 20 years. So
I know
definitely an eye opening.
it is. It is. And you know what? You say, well, the interest rates are high, yes, but you are purchasing a home that has an amortization for over 25 to 30 years, and you can renew or refinance your interest rate uh, in a year, in 3 years, or in 5 years. So when the interest rates are going down, you will not overpay for a long time, the interest rates. But if you're buying a very expensive home, your loan is there for the you cannot say, okay, now my house is cost less. That value is gonna remain high.
Control over it. At least you have control over it, and you can do
Yes.
a good strategy. Sometimes, for example, for one of my like some of my clients, because remember when we are qualifying the loan, we are qualifying at whatever the contract rate is plus 2%. So sometimes if the client wants to go for 1 year, 2 years, or something, we're talking about that we have to do the stress test at 8%, 9%, because the shorter the term, the more the higher the rate. And sometimes, you know, for clients to just get into the market, sometimes they have to choose the 5 year fix. But even like that, you can have a strategy. And don't worry, just give me a call. Let's make it happen for you with a good plan that suits you and your needs, and we can take it from there. But in the meantime, Elisa has such a great um, information that is gonna help you, analyze what's going on right now versus what's going what's the need at this particular time. Give
Yeah.
a an educated decision. That's the main
Yeah.
point of why we are doing all these videos for you guys.
And yeah, and you made me remember, guys, if you already belong to our social media channels, go to the program we made, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, Buying a Home During Inflation. That's the title of the YouTube video we have recorded and on Facebook. About on our YouTube channels, you can see exactly the title and choose that specific video, because we have there a real nice reality check of what have the interest rates in the mortgage industry done in during all these decades. Remember, we even mentioned interest rates as high as 20% in that video, and we even showed graphs in where we stand now. So you really don't feel as much off, because many people don't have actually a benchmark or anything to they can reference with nowadays situations to something that happened in the past. This is not new. We have had high interest rates in the past many times, and how we actually navigated through that. So look for that video in our channels. It's called Buying Your Home During Inflation, and check it out. So, and again, inflation and elevating borrowing costs, now have taken their toll on affordability. Yes, it has, but just like Carla and I just mentioned, now you can have a strategy. And
Yes.
but however, this has been much more apparent in the interim rate sensitive housing market through its mortgage products, right? Mortgage has been really truly affected. However, it does appear relief is on the horizon. So why? Because we didn't have any other increases for the last few months, not even in December 6th. And we are very positive thinking. Good news for the early year 2024 from the Bank of Canada. And what does it mean? It means that the interest rate probably will start to adjust a little bit lower, but that also means that you as a buyer will find a little bit more challenge to purchase a home again, because probably we will see again here and there bidding wars one more time, and the prices will not continue going down probably. And I don't have a magic ball, but that's where things probably are rolling. And also know that the bond yields, which like underpin fixed rate mortgages, have been trending lower. And
2% last time I
uh,
checked this morning, which is 1.1% lower than what it was a few weeks ago at 4.4%, guys. So it is expected to keep dropping for now. So, which is good if you're buying, like you can you can get a good rate, a fixed rate.
Yeah.
At the same time, what I encourage you to do is definitely do a pre-approval, book a rate, because it could be something temporary, just like it happened back in June, July. I don't know if you remember, Elisa, when the Bank of Canada decided to jump the rates again. I don't think that that's going to be the case, but we have to be prepared, at the end of the day, because um, the good news is that if you book a rate and it keeps dropping, you get the best rate. But if this is temporary for a few months or something, and then something happens with Russia and the rates spike again, then guess what? You have the best rate already. So
Yeah.
this is your worst scenario type of rate. So that's why it's so important for you to do a pre-approval and booking a rate, so you can make sure that you save thousands of dollars with best rate.
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you mentioned that we didn't forget, because that is very important. So even if and if the interest rates lower when you are locked in that interest rates with Carla in one of the lending institutions, and something and really the interest rate drops, they will drop it for you. It is only locked if the interest rate increases. And I believe it's up to 120 days, right? Generally speaking. Anyway,
Yes.
so I would like to jump now right into the numbers. Carla, can you share for Toronto? While she's sharing the Toronto information, I'm just going to mention in the entire GTA. In the GTA, in the entire GTA, it was reported as it was reported 4,236 homes sold through our MLS system in November 2023, which meant in volume 6% declined compared to 2022, which makes perfect sense. And it is because of the increased interest rates, right? Right. So we sold 6% less homes in the entire GTA period. Okay. And so the average selling price in the entire GTA for this November 2023 was at $1,082,000. And you can see from the infographic we have there in Toronto alone, we have $1,051,000, which is just an increase of 0.04%. So the entire year really remained flat. So for those who were expecting the market to go down or crash, well, these are the news for you. And now that the market is going to be healing, we are going to see gradually price increases in the future by the end of 2024, early 2025, definitely, because we are expecting to hit that 2% inflation by then, right? And 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 the average selling price, now comparing this November versus the previous month October 2023, the average selling price dropped in the entire GTA 2.2%.
Wow.
Because, as you mentioned earlier, we just went into the high peak of the interest rate. So that really slowed it down, right?
A
But
100%, a hundred
yeah,
percent. The guys, just to give you an idea, has been the highest rates for 20 years. So meaning that literally in the worst time of the rates, still the market managed to go flat. So imagine what's gonna happen when the rates drop. So guys, seriously, if you're thinking to make a move, it's not about time, because
yeah,
once the rates go down, guess what? You can refinance. Then you can have a strategy. I'm not saying refinance. I'm not saying, because I don't know your situation. I want to know your situation so I can tailor the best strategy for you. Okay,
yeah,
so yeah, definitely.
yes. And well, and as you know, as mortgage rates trend, lowers next year, hopefully, and the population continues to grow at a record pace, because let me tell you guys, we are expecting 1.5 million immigrants between now and next 0.5 million from now until next 3 years. So demand will be increased, right? Relative to supply, of course. And this will eventually lead to growth in home prices. I repeat it again. This will eventually lead growth in the home prices. And that's what we have been saying, Carla and I, for the entire last year. Buy in 2023 if you have prepared yourself, if you have the liquidity, if you need to do your exercise and your pre-approval, if you are ready, basically, if you are prepared, 2023 and still 2024 is going to be part of that window where you can actually do it. Always you'll be able to buy, but you're going to be able to buy a little bit more in your terms. And we already discussed the seller, buyer, and a balanced market. We are still in a very, very balanced market, we're still in a little bit buyers balanced market. And we're going to believe in that. A balanced market is a huge window in the graph, and we're going to be starting going up into the balanced market and probably hitting the seller's market in the second half of 2024, depending on the niches. In some niches, we have not even left that. We're going to see the infographic right now, right? So first, let's see west or east. Okay, let's go to east first.
Okay, perfect.
There we are. So in Toronto East, we have in average homes that are less than $1 million. In this case, this November 2023, the homes were sold for $966,000, which again was a decrease from November 22 to this December, November 2023 of 3.24%. 3% again. They dropped from year to year in the East End. Now, if you're planning to buy in that area, contact us, because we have micro niches, and the prices in all those micro niches are different, because we have neighborhoods and different pockets that have different prices, right? In some pockets, we may have much more townhomes or semi-detached homes versus detached homes, and that would greatly change the prices in that particular area. So I would like to compare now November Toronto East versus Toronto West, and let's see how Toronto West compares to Toronto East. So if you don't want to stay in downtown, how it compares. Wow! So in Toronto West, where we have most all that huge pocket of the Etobicoke, the selling price dropped almost 10%, 8.98%, with an average price of $1,071,000. It dropped again. So if you are thinking to buy in that pocket, or just go for it, because as the market is going to start recovering pretty soon, 2024, 2025, those prices will also adjust. So if you have the means and you are looking for areas, and if you like this kind of strategies, contact us and we can even dig deeper into it, so you know exactly the advantages you're going to get if you're buying in this pocket, because those 10% down will go up. And Carla, you and I, we have seen it in different conditions before the pandemic and during the pandemic. It goes down, and how fast in some pockets in 2 months, right?
For somebody, seriously, for somebody, 10%, let's say $100,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But for the market, when it's increasing rapidly, 100,000 is nothing. Sometimes people come and they say, I pay $150,000 more, or I pay $200,000 more. It's really, really, really a key time for you to think about what you're going to do if you're, thinking about the market in Toronto, for sure.
Yeah.
And the market in Toronto is always going to be the market in Toronto. It's where all the inflation is going to come, and And you were mentioning, Elisa, about the new immigration, which is great, but there's also the people that come as temporary workers or as temporary residents, such as, the foreign students, and all these people need a place to live.
And for
So
yes, yeah,
and so all that temporary residency plus the new immigrants and stuff like that, that's going to put a lot of pressure. So
yeah,
we just need to let you know what's going on. That's our job.
yes. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Definitely. Now let's go to the Midtown in Toronto. So I want to compare the high and the low. So this is the highest average, and the average selling price in Midtown Toronto is $1.9 million. By the way, this is the only region that experienced 15.32% increase in
Wow.
selling price when compared to November 2023 to November 2022. Again, 1.9 million with an increase of over 15%. And again, this is a different niche, completely different niche, and completely different power of acquisition and liquidity would these families have or these people have in buying in these pockets. Now, traditionally, the first-time home buyers, which I believe is the growth of our audience, would uh, not be there because it's the first time they're buying a home. Most people buying in these areas is because they have already had a home and they are selling a house, and they will take the proceeds from that property to buy and upgrade their houses and where they live. So it's a different kind of expense they're going through versus first
Okay.
time home buyers. And for that, I would like you to show, please, downtown Toronto, where because many first time home buyers is the younger
Uh,
crowd who start, yes, who start in the condo market. And here, well, it's a different story, completely different
totally
story.
different.
The financial fabric of this group is different. So we here have that the average selling price in downtown Toronto is $742,000, which is a decrease of over slightly over 3% when comparing November 2023 to November 2022. Now, it's not only condos because downtown also has semi-detached and detached homes here and there. So if you are interested in a condo or in the downtown area, get in touch with me because we can actually see exactly in what pocket you want to look at. It could be more, it may be less than that. It may be 600, 550. We have covered these numbers previously in our
So
programs.
would you say that there is like very good opportunities right now to buy a
Absolutely.
condo in downtown Toronto?
Yes, absolutely. Because the prices have gone down again. On October, the prices were down, and again, comparing again, they have slightly decreased. And um, and the number of sales also decreased versus the years versus the previous years. The decrease was almost 18% in the
Wow.
number of properties sold in downtown. Again, we have that's why I wanted to compare the most affluent area versus this one so we can see the different niches. When you are looking at a program or TV or you are reading these newspapers, take it with a grain of salt because these news are generic and they're talking about averages. As you can see,
And also,
every
yeah,
section in Toronto has a completely different economic fabric and what you could expect from it. So in one area, you see prices are increased 15%. In another area, decreased 3%. In another area, the sales remain stable. And in this area, the sales lowered 17%. So
and in
yeah,
my opinion, Elisa, what's going on with the media in Canada in general is that they are not experts, and Elisa is an expert. She knows her numbers, she knows the areas, she knows what's going on in the market. So, that's the type of information that you need, especially if you are jumping in the market. 100%.
Thank you, Carla, for saying that. Absolutely. And so you are not stressed during the process. The best you can do is inform yourself. And so we are here, Carla and I, we are here to give you that information so you can make your best decision, right? So basically, I would like to close with this. And the next time we're going to do the market update is going to be sometime in January. And it's going to be really interesting because we are going to compare the entire dynamic of all this year with inflation, recession, and everything that has been happening and on what we expect really for the years to come. So stay tuned and subscribe to our channels and like us in Facebook and Instagram. And we'll see you there, right? Thank you for everything, Carla.
No, thank you so much, Asa. I truly appreciate all the information that you bring to the table. I think it is precious as many of our audience are nervous about what's going on in the market. And thank you so much for taking the time to do all these graphics. We truly appreciate it. And we'll see you next week with a very good topic, especially for those ones who have invested already in pre-construction. What do you need to be aware of, and what's happening in this precise moment with pre-construction, in real estate and in the mortgage side. So stay tuned. We're gonna see you next Tuesday at 7 o'clock here in our Instagram or in our Facebook, whatever feels better for you. We also
Yes.
have the YouTube channel. Okay, guys.
Yes.
Thank
So
you
I
so
see,
much
I see, I
for
see
joining us.
I just
And
saw
guys,
it.
for the ones that are connected, remember to put your questions. Please interact with us. We want to know exactly what are your 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 questions so we can answer and we prepare better for you.
Yes.
Okay.
And I just
So
saw there were three people just joining us right now. Well, we are finishing this program, but please go to our YouTube channels. The information is there, and you will be able to see there the infographics and the graphs. And yeah, go for it and like us there as well. See you next
thank
time. See
you
you
so
next
much,
week with
guys.
pre-construction. Bye.
See you next week in reconstruction. Bye.